from his home in a dark cave underground. It's Comedy After Dark starring Mike Burke, the rebooted Reboot Edition. And now, turn up the volume, snuggle up and get cozy. It's your social distancing lifelong expert, Mike Burke!
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Oh, please calm down, calm down. I know it's exciting. I'm back. I know you've been waiting for all of these years, these decades. All right, more. All right, keep it coming. Oh, you are the best fake audience a man could ask for. You really are. You are the best. The greatest fake audience in the world. It's just fantastic as I look at your non-existent faces and how you're not social distancing. I mean, seriously, you're all actually sitting in each other's lap inside my head because you're not really here. All right, fantastic. This is great. Welcome back, Comedy After Dark. That's right, my TV show from the early 90s, back when I was an infant, when I was just crawling around and couldn't actually speak anything. I had a TV show, and it was called Comedy After Dark. And here I am. All right, please, everyone just calm down now. Calm down. I know you. It's exciting that I'm here. All right, enough. God, you ask a fake audience to cheer you on, and then they don't stop. All right, so yes, Comedy After Dark was a TV show I had in the early 90s when I was still in diapers, high school. I was in high school, all right? So anyways, it was pretty successful, actually. To my surprise, I did not expect that. And the show was basically we like to say it was a mix between a late-night talk show and Saturday Night Live. It was a talk show, but also we did a lot of sketch comedy. And most of our sketches were based on what was going on in the world at the time. So we did political satire, we did satire of the news, things that were on TV, that kind of thing. Sometimes we would do comedy bits based on even, little stories. I remember one particular story, a little old woman was mugged, but she ended up beating up her attackers. And so we would do a skit based on that. So anyways, here we are now. It's 2020, and I'm looking at all of these late-night talk show hosts. And the first one that I saw was Conan O'Brien, who decided to get back to television by recording his show from his home. And I watched the show, and it was pretty good, but it reminded me of something, because it wasn't totally polished. And it wasn't the best video quality, and it's just him, doing this. And I thought, I remember when someone else did that. I remember many years ago, before it was cool, before anybody was doing it, there was this kid who was doing the show from the basement of his own home. And that was the whole thing, was that the show was done in the basement of his own home. Now, at that time, our TV studio wanted us to do the show in their studio. That was customary. They had it. They had a nice studio, professional cameras, lighting, sound, everything right then and there. You could do the show, go edit, get it on TV right away. Now, the show was actually on cable access. And if you don't know what cable access is, there's actually two versions of this. There's public access, which is your local TV station. That's the TV station in your town, and it's only seen in your town. And then there's cable access, or also known as regional access. And that is seen in a larger community. So wherever the cable station that ran our show was, that's where our show aired. So we had a pretty good range. Here we are, 2020, I'm watching Conan O'Brien doing his show, and I'm thinking, that's what I used to do. So why am I not doing it now? Those guys, people are saying these guys are the masters, but I did that decades ago. So they should all be kneeling down and praising the God that I am. That's what they need. Conan O'Brien needs to be saying, Mike Burke, you are the one who opened the doorway for us. If it wasn't for you, none of us would be doing our show from our homes. Stephen Colbert, when I had a TV show, you were still a piece of sperm in your daddy's wee-wee, all right? Even though you're older than me, by a lot. Still, you were just a sperm swimming around in your daddy's little wee-wee while I was on television. Nobody even knew who you were. I mean, seriously, Stephen Who and Jimmy Fallon? Jimmy Fallon, when I had a TV show, you were just a high school student. I mean, so was I, and you're only about a year or two older than me, but still, I was on TV. Where were you? Certainly not hosting the Tonight Show. Nope. But I was hosting the Comedy After Dark show. And what about Jimmy Kimmel? Jimmy Kimmel, what were you doing when I was doing the show? What were you still, like, wearing diapers and eating your own poo? And James Corden? Who? James? We didn't even know who you were until like 2 years ago. I still don't know who you are. James who? But I am Mike Burke, the host of Comedy After Dark. We did 100 shows, and I know you guys have done thousands, but that's because you do it every night. We did it once a week for 2 years. 100 shows in 2 years. Come on! I am a god. And now I'm back. And my show is going to be better than your show. All right, enough. I'm going off. I'm not making sense. I took a lot of pills today. I don't know what they were. I just found them when I was outside walking around, and I saw a bottle of pills. I was like, let me try them out. It looks like candy. All right, so if you don't see by now, this show is just nuts. That's what Comedy After Dark is. It's just nuts. It goes all over the place. It's all comedy, but the whole point is to entertain you. And now that we have the coronavirus brought on to all of us from a beer, you know, I don't drink beer. I don't drink at all. And now I know why. Because beer causes viruses. I mean, come on, people. All of you people who drank Corona, look what we're doing now. We're trapped indoors. We're inside these caves. There's no light coming through the windows. There's no air. There's no people. It's just loneliness and nothingness. Why are you all laughing? Stop laughing. It's not funny. I'm not making a joke. Shut up! All right, so I wanted to introduce myself. And my name is McGregor McCallicuddy, and I play the character of Mike Burke. And I've always played that character ever since I was born. And I was actually born with that name, too. So really, I'm actually not McGregor, whatever. But I wanted to talk about that. My name is Mike. And that's actually significant. You see, way back, about 2 years ago when I was in the 7th grade. Yeah. So when I was growing up, my name was actually Michael. And, you know, it would be, Michael, take the garbage out. Michael, stop eating the poo out of your diaper. Michael, row the boat across the shore. Shut up! Michael, row your boat across. Shut you stupid little... So, yeah, I had to deal with that. And, I ended up hating the name. So when I was in the 7th grade, I really was at a point where I just wanted to be different. I wanted to find out who I actually was, because I was this awkward, shy kid, and, I just hated everything. Myself included, I hated everything. And so I was in the 7th grade, and there was this group of dudes, and they were kind of like rocker dudes, but they all had very different personalities. One was the crazy sports nut. Then there was the heavy metal guy with the black t-shirt and death all over it and long hair. And then there was the quiet dude who had snot running down his nose all the time. And then there was like the nerdy guy, but he wasn't a nerd. He was a nerd, but he was a cool nerd. He had the internet before anybody else did, before it even had a name. So anyways, I saw them and they didn't give a shit about anybody. They didn't give a shit about anybody. They didn't care what this person was saying or this one was doing. And I saw that and I was like, I want to be like them. I like that. They just don't care. They're sitting here talking about music and Ozzy Osbourne and Def Leppard and all this and that. And everybody else is like, ooh, look at them. And they're just like, F you. They didn't care. And so I liked that. And so I became friends with them. And they inspired me to actually find myself, and that's when I discovered comedy. I discovered I was able to do celebrity impersonations, and so with that, I decided I wanted to be a comedian. And then I also decided, you know what? I'm not going to cut my hair anymore. I'm not letting my father cut my hair or take me to his barbers who butcher it. I'm not doing it. I'm just letting it grow. And not only that, I'm not Michael anymore. No, my name is Mike. That's who I am. My name is Mike. And so whenever I would introduce myself to people, I would say, hello, my name is Mike. And they would go, Michael, nice to meet you. And then I would say, no, it's Mike. I just said it. My name is Mike. Okay, great. It's so great to meet you, Michael. And then, 10 minutes later, hey, Michael! Excuse me, where in this conversation did I say my name was Michael? I said it's Mike. My name is Mike. M-I-K-E. Mike. It rhymes with bike. Believe me, I had to hear that a lot. Mike the bike. Shut the hell up! So, where in the conversation did you hear the word Michael? Where in that conversation did I say, call me Mike? And now this would happen when I became an adult and got 40-hour-a-week jobs. I would get my application, and the applications always said, what would you like to be called? So I would write Mike. That's what I like to be called. I even got to the point where I didn't even write the name Michael anymore. I would sign everything with just Mike. I would type everything Mike. I would write down Mike. No Michael. I didn't want that name associated with me because that's not who I am. And what would happen? They would still call me Michael. Like, what is going on inside your head? My name is Mike, not Michael. Where did you hear the other word come out? Am I missing something? As I talk to you right now, are you hearing the word Michael come out when I say Mike? Let's try this. Mike. Mike. What did you just hear? Why are you all laughing? Would you stop? This is serious. Oh, shut up. Just shut up, all right? Shut up, all of you. I wanted an audience here, but, this one's a little out of control. Maybe next time the fake audience will be better.
The CDC recommends to wash your hands for 22 seconds, or sing the happy birthday song twice.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, welcome back to the show. We're now going to do a bit called Good and Bad. It's a good and bad list. This is a bit we used to do back on the show nearly 30 years ago. I know I look so young, but like I said, I was an infant when I did the show. All right. So anyways, the good and bad list. Now, the way this works is that my sidekick, well, he's not here, Lawrence from the old days, would read the good thing, which was usually the non-funny part. And then I, the comedy hog that I am, I would read the bad part, which was the funny part. And typically nobody would laugh. So I actually have to talk to the audience right now. Ladies and gentlemen, understand that when we do the good and bad list, the good part is the part you don't laugh at. Okay, that's the serious part. The bad one, when I say a bad thing and then I read it, that's when you laugh. Okay, does everybody get it? Great, okay. By the way, next week, I won't be here. Instead, Mike Burke, the guy who looks like me and sounds like me and is me, will actually be taking my place. I'm actually going to be on a beach somewhere pretending to social distance. And by the way, anybody else sick and tired of hearing that word or that phrase, social distancing? Yeah, I'm sick of it. Enough of it! All right, so this is Good and Bad about the coronavirus. Great graphics, right? Yeah, that sounds awesome. All right. Good and bad things about the coronavirus. And as I pointed out earlier, we know how the coronavirus started now. It was from a beer called Corona. And from anybody who drank the beer, you're guilty. You're guilty of spreading the virus around. So thanks. Thank you for that. All right. A good thing. We get to say Fauci on a daily basis. I mean, who doesn't want to say that? Fauci. How many of you go to bed at night going, Fauci, Fauci, Fauci? Yeah, so Fauci. Why is everybody laughing? I said the good thing is not the funny. No, it's the bad thing you laugh at, all right? Okay, a bad thing. Zoom videos. Seriously, if I see another Zoom video, I'm going to scream! Everybody's doing them. They're all over the place, all over the TV, all over the computers. Zoom videos are everywhere. I can't stand it anymore. Why isn't anyone laughing? I said the bad thing. Laugh on the bad thing. God, I hope next week's audience is better. All right, a good thing. Guy over there, shut up. A good thing. Social distancing means people stay away from you and stay out of your space. I'm going to lose my mind here. I told you, don't laugh on the good things. Laugh on the bad thing. The bad things. A bad thing. Yeah, I can't think of one. I mean, seriously, social distancing. Let's keep it going, really. Stay away from me. Good and bad things about the coronavirus. A good thing. More people wash their hands than ever before. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? I told you! I just had a guy stop the whole show to explain it to you. The good things is the serious thing. You don't laugh at that. What's so funny about more people wash their hands than ever before? Stop laughing! What are you laughing? What the? Oh my God. I'm going to have to replace this audience. Next week, I'm just going to have to get a different fake audience. You know, this is a little story I got to tell. This is true. I used to work in this warehouse a bunch of years ago as a day job. And a truck driver gets out of his truck and walks over to the dumpster and unzips and takes a piss right there next to the dumpster. The bathroom was like, about 10 feet away. So he takes a piss and then he comes up to me and he's like, so how you doing? What do you do in a situation like that? Do you be rude and go, dude, you just had your thing in your hand, pissing all over it by the dumpster, and now you want to shake my hand? Are you insane? Or are you polite and do you go, oh God, why is his hand so wet? What do you do? Like, how do you, if you don't shake the hand, it's like you're rude and you're just a jerk, but then the idiot just pissed outside and he had his thing in his hand. Oh! Wash your hands! Alright, a bad thing. Having to sing Happy Birthday twice every damn time. I hate that song! Isn't there something else that's like 22 seconds long that we could sing to? I haven't been able to find anything, but now every time I wash my hands, it's Happy Birthday to you. All right, so that's horrible. I didn't notice anybody laughing. All right, you know what? We're just going to ignore them, all right? All right. Good and bad things about the coronavirus. A good thing. It took attention off cooties. So cooties, they're like, thank God we can just sit back here now without anybody even noticing us. A bad thing. It's allergy season, so every time I sneeze, people run as if I just exploded. It's horrible. Couldn't the coronavirus timed itself better? It had to happen now during allergy season. And finally, good and bad thing. Everybody's cheering now. Yeah, you're all happy it's over. So am I, believe me. Good and bad things. Comedy After Dark is back! Yes! A bad thing. Now I have to write good and bad lists again, and I hate it! I hate writing these lists! I hate them! I hate them. Hello, all you cool cat and kittens. Carol Baskins here. I just want you to know that you are not alone. We are all in this together. Each and every one of us. And to make you feel even better, Tiger King is in prison, out of society. And that should make all of us feel so much better. I know these are rough times, that this pandemic has upset a lot of people. You're fearful of illness, fearful of death, and feeling trapped in your homes. But you don't need to feel that way, because you're not alone. And that includes those of you who may have murdered your husband and chopped him up into little pieces and fed him to your pets. Just because he's no longer there and you're now the only one in your home still doesn't mean you're alone. All you have to do is grab a mirror and then look in that mirror and say, "Hey you, you're a beautiful human being and you are not alone. We are in this together, you and I. And although you murdered your husband and fed him to your pets, that doesn't make you a bad person. Your husband was a worthless waste of space and served no purpose. But then you found a purpose for him. You turned him into food for very hungry animals. And for that, he did serve a purpose. He died with dignity by becoming Chow." And then, as you're saying this to your reflection, you then say, "Carol Baskins, I forgive you. You are a..." Well, not my name, of course. Your name, because you're the one who did it. And you would say, "I forgive you." And then you would let out a big cry because you would feel so relieved. And then you could simply go on. So remember that your mirror can be your best friend because your mirror is a reflection of you. And that's how you get through this virus if you're alone. There's no need to be depressed or even have anxiety because you have you. Well, I've been Carol Baskins, and I'll see you again. Welcome back to the show. I am excited to introduce my guest for today. This is a big deal. I'm just stunned I was able to get this guy for an interview. But ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the show, Dr. Fauci! Wow. Dr. Fauci, it is fantastic to have you here. Thank you for coming. I know you're a busy man, but wow, the fact that you would come on my show means a lot. Thank you, sir.
It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
All right, great. Let's just get right into this. I know you're very busy. I have a lot of questions, and I feel that they are important, so let's get into the first one. Dr. Fauci, do masks actually work?
Well, the thing to understand about the masks is that the mask may protect you from 1 or 2 molecules from getting through, but in most cases, the virus will go through the mask. So you will get sick from it, and in most cases, the masks are kind of pointless. But understand that the point of the mask is to make others feel better, to feel good about themselves. They see you wearing a mask, they think, okay, good, I'm safe. It really does come down to that.
Wait a minute, doctor. Wait. So, we all have to have government-mandated masks on our face so that others feel good.
Exactly. We want to make sure that the entire nation, every human being who lives here, are wearing masks in order to make each other feel good. That's the most important thing. Whether they work or not, that's irrelevant. And as we know, they don't. They actually don't work. They're not protecting you from viruses. They're actually making you sicker because different other viruses and illness and pollen get stuck in the mask and then you just keep breathing it in. So it's pretty much like your own personal incubator. But we need people to feel good.
All right, my next question is, I heard that you think that schools should actually stay closed for a whole nother year. Is that true?
That statement's been a little skewed in the media. I didn't exactly say that. I was talking more about an entire decade. 10 years, really.
10 years? Are you nuts?
Well, no, I'm not nuts. I don't actually eat nuts. I don't like nuts. They're not my favorite thing at all. But the whole thing is that children should be trapped indoors in their homes and out of society. And the reason why is because I, like many people, hate children. I don't want them anywhere. I don't want them near me. I don't want them on my lap. I don't like them talking to me. And I feel that it is best if they just stay out of society, wait until they're like 18, 19, as a matter of fact, 25, really. When they're 25 years old, then they can be released from their homes and become a member of society. But until that time, we need to do everything we can to make sure they're never seen or heard from. And therefore, by closing the schools down for at least the next 10 years, what we're doing is setting up a system, because we'll be forced to create one, that prevents children from ever being seen in public again.
Okay. So, Dr. Fauci, many people believe that the virus is no more deadlier than the flu. Even you said that back in January. So what do you say now?
Yes, it's true that back in January I did say that, and I, for the most part, stand by it. You see, the virus is deadly, but so is the flu. The coronavirus and the flu have different aspects in how they attack your body, but at the same time, the results of the end could be the same. I mean, you can die from the flu just as much you can die from the coronavirus. And I think what people don't understand is that every day people die in car accidents. Every day, all the time. And a lot of people think that we're safe, but no human being is safe, ever. You're not. Your life is in danger every minute you're alive. The only time you're safe is when you're dead. And that is the honest truth, okay? Understand that you could be sitting in your living room watching a press conference with your good old pal Dr. Fauci here, and a meteorite could come right through your roof and hit you in the head and kill you. It could happen like right now. As a matter of fact, it did. A man just died from a meteor hitting him in his head. So every day our lives are in danger. So why did we have this shutdown over this virus? Well, it's quite simple, and I explained it to you earlier. It's to get children out of society. Because I hate them, and I don't want them here.
Okay. Well, Dr. Fauci, I wanted to kind of take things down a little bit and talk about something a little lighter. I'm curious, do you have any hobbies, anything that you like to do?
Oh, that is a wonderful question. Nobody asked me that question. Everybody wants to know about the virus and this and that. But yes, I love hobbies. I've got a few. One of my favorites is painting gerbils different colors. I do that all the time. That's how I wind my day down after a hard day of work of trying to get children off the streets. I go home and I have these little tubs that I created, and I take the gerbils and I dip them in the tubs, and there's coloring in there, like dyes and hair dyes and all kinds of coloring dyes, and I make multiple colored gerbils. And then what I like to do is race them. So I have all these elaborate little pathways around my house, and I put the gerbils in there, and I use a gun, so when I fire the guns, it scares the hell out of them, and they just start running, and it is a hoot. I enjoy doing that a lot. Another thing I really enjoy doing is I like to take the turds from the gerbil and glue eyeballs on them. And I call them little poop people. And I'll create these like elaborate little sets. I'll have a dinner table and have them having Thanksgiving dinner, and all the little poop people with their googly eyes. It is wonderful.
Dr. Fauci, ladies and gentlemen. Fauci.
And now it's Newsbreak with your anchor person, some dude.
Hey, listen, there's a lot of shit going on in the news today, and here at Newsbreak, we report nothing but the truth, man. And so, let's get into it, alright? Alright, so the first story that's going on, it's a pretty big one. It's called Obamagate. Whoa, that sounds like Watergate, man. I was alive back then, I remember all that. Well, anyways, man, so here's what they're saying. So apparently this guy named President Obama was president of the United States, man. I don't even remember that. And then there's this other dude named Herbert Trump. Something like that, man. What was it? Doonal. Oh, Doobie Trump. Okay. Alright, man, I'm just listening to my producer over there. So anyways, what? Oh, Donald. That's a funny name, man. Donald. So anyways, so that dude, oh man, that's the dude from The Apprentice. Oh yeah, I remember that show, man. Yeah, so apparently this President Obama dude didn't want this Donald Trump dude to be president. So he started to spy on him. I guess he wanted to find dirt on him. And apparently he couldn't. There was no dirt on the dude. I don't know why. I mean, just watch The Apprentice. There was plenty of dirt on there, man. That was a weird show. But no, so he couldn't find anything. So then apparently this other dude named Comey, yeah, he's like this tall-looking weird dude who was in the FBI, man. And I guess he was like, hey, President Obama dude, you know, we can actually do something and create these charges against this dude named Huckleberry Finn, man. I don't know why Huckleberry Finn was involved, but apparently it was some kind of fake charges or something, man. And so the Huckleberry Finn guy said that they were threatening him and his family, man, so he lied and claimed he was guilty. But he wasn't. But I guess he wasn't. I don't know, man. What do I know? I'm just a news anchor here, man. So then he ended up going to prison. Yeah, man. I've been to prison. Whoa. Yeah, I don't want to go back again, man. Nope. So anyways, so Huckleberry Finn is in prison, and he's like, I shouldn't be here, man. I didn't do anything wrong. They set me up. So then, I guess, which is really weird, The Apprentice dude actually got elected president, man. Really. A reality TV star dude got elected president. That's like mind-blowing, man. So anyways, the President Obama dude left office there, and then the Apprentice dude took over and he became president. And then there was this whole thing about Russia, and something about the election, and Russia was doing something, and then whatever all that was, man, I don't know. So apparently then the Apprentice dude got impeached. Whoa, he got impeached, man. This is like crazy. What is this, a soap opera, man? So then he gets impeached for colluding with Russia, but then they said that he didn't. There was no evidence. So the Senate then cleared him, I guess, man. I don't know. I don't even know how it works, man. It's so weird. Well, apparently now, it's coming out that the Russia thing was all made up, and it's all part of the Huckleberry Finn guy thing and the Obama spying thing. Wow, man. So that's why they're calling it Obamagate, because apparently it's all about Obama and this dude named Bidet, Joe Bidet, who they're telling me now is also running for president. Weird, man. Weird. A Bidet, an Apprentice dude, an Obama dude. Wow, man. This is some weird stuff. So anyways, they're calling it Obamagate, and so that's what it is, man. Then the next story is that Dr. Fauci guy. You know, the guy who's talking about the Corona beer? Yeah. So now he's in trouble. It was all over the headlines this week that Dr. Fauci might lose his job. He might get fired. And I'm thinking, whoa, but I thought everybody liked him. I thought he was like a cool dude. What's going on, man? Well, apparently he's been wrong about like everything. He said, I guess in early in the year that the Corona beer wouldn't be any more deadlier than the flu. Well, anyways, then he was saying that I guess like that the country should be shut down, and he advised this Apprentice dude to shut the country down, and everybody's saying we shouldn't have, and that was wrong, man. I don't know. I've been enjoying it myself. You know, I just been staying here in my little home and smoking a ton of ganja. It's been awesome. I wish this could go on forever, man. Yeah, shut down. Woo! So anyways, yeah, but apparently some people don't like it. I think they're stupid, man. And then there's another story here. What was it? Oh yeah. This is weird, man, because I've been seeing this on the TV, man. People are getting arrested for getting their hair cut. Whoa! Did you know that? I didn't know that. I mean, I don't get my hair cut. But apparently it's illegal now. Yeah, man. So all these criminals are going to barbershops and cutting their hair. And you know what else is weird, man? Whenever you leave your house, if you don't wear a mask, man, that's illegal. Yeah, you'll go to prison. Whoa, man, this is like a weird world we're living in, man. You're a criminal because you're not wearing a mask. Then I saw a video of a girl, man. She was wearing the mask wrong and the cops beat the living shit out of her. Whoa. Oh, and it's also illegal to go to the beach. Yeah, man. If you go to the beach and then you're like surfing, like something I do all the time, man, or just sitting there in a lawn chair, you know, that's illegal. You'll go to prison. Wow. This is too much for me to handle, man. When I was growing up and I went to prison, it was for selling weed. Now weed is legal, but going to the beach is illegal. Man, what the hell? This is weird stuff, man. I can't even handle it. You know what? My mind is like blown right now. I gotta go. I can't even do this. So that's Newsbreak, man. We'll see you next time. Yeah.
Alright, so now comes the part in the show when I ask a big question that I pretty much ask multiple times a day. You see, when I'm doing something outside in the world and something like boggles my mind or just makes me like question everything, I find myself just going, what in the what? And so I decided that at the end of each episode, we are going to do What in the what? And it's basically where I bring up a subject and then I go on a rant about it. And we are going to talk today about shopping. And some of the weird experiences I've had shopping. Now, I'm a little torn on this because I don't love shopping, but I don't hate it. But sometimes when I go to a store, I have my list of what I want, and I want to get in there and then get the hell out as fast as possible. I don't like to waste time. I don't like to diddly-daddly or whatever you call it. I like to go in, get out. But I find myself saying most of the time, what in the what? For example, I'm at a hardware store, a known hardware store, and I'm buying plywood. And I'm loading up the plywood onto my cart. Now, plywood, especially big, thick pieces of 4 feet by 8 plywood is heavy. It's very heavy. And I'm by myself. There's nobody there helping me. Because I'm a loser who's alone and I have nobody. And so I'm holding the piece of plywood above my head and I'm like trying to balance this heavy thing and I'm ready to fall. But I know where I'm going with it. I got the cart all lined up and I'm going to just drop it in the cart and be done with it. While I'm doing that, suddenly I realize that the cart is gone. It's not there. There's nothing for me to drop the board into. And that's when I look down the aisle, and about 30 feet down the aisle is a dude who stole the cart out from under me. Yes, it's true. I was loading plywood. The cart was next to me. There's the plywood. I'm standing right there. I'm loading the plywood onto the cart, and he takes it. What in the what? How do you not know? How do you not see it? There's a man. There's a pile of wood. There's a cart. 1 foot next to him. Where in your mind do you think, oh, there's a free cart. There's a cart for the taking. I'll just go and grab that one. He was so far ahead that I didn't have time to go and kick his ass. And I wanted to. I actually yelled down the aisle, "Oh, what are you doing?" He ignored me. You want to hear what's really crazy? About 7 months later, it happened again! It happened again! Twice! In the same store, in the same spot, buying plywood, and someone steals the cart. How in the what? In the what? What's wrong with people? Seriously, what the hell is wrong with people? Another incident. I'm in the 10 items or less line. Now, typically when I see a self-checkout, I go to that. But if there is none, then I'm forced to go in the line. But I hate going the line. You want to know why? Because I hate lines. I hate waiting in lines. I loathe it. I loathe it. When music concert tickets started to be sold online, Oh, what a great day that was. When I didn't have to stand there at a music store waiting for hours on end to get possibly a ticket, unless it's sold out, and then I just wasted all of my time. Oh, I loathe lines. So there I am in the 10 items or less aisle, standing in a long line. And I'm getting really aggravated because it's supposed to be 10 items or less. I've got 3 items, and they're heavy, and I can barely hold on to them. And stupid me, because I do this all the time, I don't get a cart.
Oh, it's just 3 items, so I'll just go and grab them and I'll be fine.
Yeah. Get a cart! So anyways, I'm standing in line, and it's just going on forever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and it's not moving! And I'm losing my mind, I'm breaking out into a sweat, anger's starting to erupt from me, and I look, and the woman who's being cashed out has a very big carriage full of items. And when I mean full, I mean hundreds. Hundreds of items. Hundreds. She bought stacks and stacks of towels and stacks of face cloths and candy and tons of toys and clothing. She cleared out the racks of clothing. And I look at her and I'm like, are you nuts? This is the 10 items or less. Why are you in this line? And then I look at the cashier and I'm like, why did she let her cash out here? Why didn't she say, ma'am, you have 110,000 items. You need to go in that aisle. And guess what they started to do? They started talking to each other. That's right. While not cashing out, the cashier would just stop halfway to the barcode and just be like, oh, so you were like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then the woman at the customer there, the woman, she would be like, yeah, but... And then they're pointing at all the shit. And I'm getting like... I was like fuming. I was fuming. It was obvious. It was obvious that I was angry. Obvious. And they noticed me. And then I became the subject of their conversation. They kept looking back at me and laughing. And now by this point, I'm like... the sweat pouring down my face. My face is red. I'm angry. My arms feel like rubber. Like they're gonna just start stretching because of the weight of the 3 items I have. And they're laughing and mocking me. And I just... You're in the wrong lane, you moron! And then that's when I thought, maybe I should just start staring them down. Maybe that will get the message. Move your ass, cash out, and get the hell out of here. So I start staring them down. I'm like... And I'm staring at that cashier, and I'm like... And she's just like... Like it was a big joke. What in the what? But that wasn't the word I used. I used another one, the F word. Finally, the last story I'd like to tell is about when I was in line cashing out, and the cashier is about as slow as molasses, and she's just like... Ba-doop. Ba-doop. Did you want to buy these? Yeah, that's why they're here. Okay. It didn't go through. Oh, God. Why do I have to type this? Bloop. Bloop. And I'm just like, again, breaking out into a sweat. I'm turning red. I'm like, I just want to get the hell out of here. Cash my stuff out and let me leave! Finally, the last item. About 2 hours later. And I'm like, great. It's over. It's over. I'll get the receipt and I'm just going to run out the store. I'm just going to run out because I don't want to be in here anymore. I'm like getting worked up right now. the receipt starts to print. And she rips off the receipt, and this is true. I'm not even making this up. I'm not even exaggerating. She goes to hand me the receipt, and then takes it back, and leaves! Yes! She leaves! I'm like, what in the what? And she takes the receipt and just starts walking off because some fellow employee was doing something, and she's like, excuse me, Robbie, come here, Robbie. And then she goes off, and her and Robbie are having a conversation, and she's waving around my receipt, and I'm standing there like, what are you doing? Where's my receipt? Is this reality? Am I living in some weird world? What in the what? Hey, if you just enjoyed my segment, What in the What, you can actually wear that on a t-shirt. Just go to my website, wearexpressions.com, where you'll find all kinds of funny and interesting expressions on t-shirts, hoodies, and even mugs. Just go to wearexpressions.com and take a look. You might find something you like, including my What in the What t-shirt. wearexpressions.com. Hey everyone, I want to thank you for watching our return episode. This has been show number 101. Thank you so much. I will be back again with a new episode next week, so make sure to come back, and I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good night. We'll see you later.